Civil War technology. One innovation in communication during the Civil War era was the telegraph. Patented by Samuel Morse in 1849, it gave military and government leaders info in close to real time as battles were being waged. Messages moved in 10 minutes. This technology was used more commonly by Union forces. They installed 15,000 miles of telegraph wire and almost 7 million messages were sent amongst Union officials. Balloons. Hot air balloons allowed the military to spy on and gather info from miles away. Inventor Thaddeus Lowe made extra tough balloons specifically for military use. Aeronauts piloting the balloons gathered information and location of enemy forces. Weaponry and ammunition. The standard rifle of the Civil War was the Model 1861 U.S. rifle musket. This rifle was designed by the United States Ordnance Department and it weighed 9 pounds and featured a 40-inch barrel and fired what was called a mini ball. The mini ball bullet. Developed by Claude Etienne Mini, the bullet fits down the barrel of a long gun without the gun having to be constantly cleaned, as was the case with rounds used before the mini ball. The bullets had grooves on them that matched spiral grooves inside the gun's barrel and made the projectile more accurate and have a longer range. The standard pistol for the Civil War era was the Colt Army Model 1860 revolver. It was a 44 caliber single-action revolver commonly used by infantry and artillery troops. Over 129,000 were purchased by the government and issued to the troops. These guns were accurate from up to 100 yards. Sea transportation, submarines. Horace L. Hundley, Confederate engineer, developed and financed the making of submarines for the military. The Confederacy used submarines during the Civil War in an attempt to break the Union's blockade around the South. So the Confederacy was more active in the use of these ships because they needed to break through the blockade. The H.L. Hundley, named for Horace L. Hundley, sank the USS Housatonic in February 1864, and that was a huge victory for the Confederate Navy. Ironclad ships. These ships were superior for warfare because their thick iron plates made them resistant to cannonballs and other ammunition. The historic face-off between the USS Monitor, a Union ship, and the CSS Virginia, a Confederate ship, took place in the Battle of Hampton Roads on March 9, 1862. Naval warfare was revolutionized by these ships, proving wooden ships to be ineffective and obsolete. Railroad. Railroads, railways, and trains played an important role in the movement of supplies and troops during the Civil War. The Union had the upper hand because it had a much better maintained railway system. The success of the railways made the lines and the routes that kept them running targets. Today, great place to sort of observe and absorb Civil War history is at the American Civil War Museum. It's located in Richmond, Virginia. Visitors can get an up-close view of artifacts such as weapons, early telegraphs, and pieces of transportation. They're all there in exhibits in the museum.